In the cars we tested in this opportunity, we're publishing, it's the new Renault Duster, 2 airbags made in Brazil and Romania. The Suzuki Swift, made in India and in Japan. So basically it's valid for all the vehicles, doesn't matter where they're coming from, also in the case of the new Duster. So Renault Duster, all origins, and Suzuki Swift from all origins as well. We're testing the most basic safety spec available. So Renault Duster got 0-star results in this vehicle, and you are able to see the coloring of the dummies. We start with the frontal crash test of the vehicle. This car showed unstable structure. We remind you that we tested this Romanian version in 2019. Now we are testing the Brazilian version. So we tested both versions, and as explained, we found unstable structure. We also found, in terms of the child occupant protection, one of the child seats was using the ISOFIX connectors, and the other one we couldn't use the ISOFIX connector, so we had to use a belted version, belted routing of the belt, and for the rearward facing. And in both cases, we have head contact of the dummies with the interior of the car, which led to a 0 point in dynamics for the frontal crash test for this vehicle. This surprised Latin Ncap a little bit, but it happened in both cars, so the Romanian and the Brazilian version as well. This vehicle was also tested in the side impacts, and in the side impact we were surprised by the intrusion, and the structural intrusion on the side. You can see it in the video very clearly. Also the limited protection to the adult occupant, and in the same way we were also surprised by the door opening, which is a reason for failing in the Regulation 95 test. Something important to mention, in the frontal crash test we have found a fuel leakage, which actually the tank broke. This is something that should be addressed by the manufacturer right away and recall those cars with that problem. Now the car was also tested in whiplash protection. So for the mid-severity pulls, the protection offered to the vehicle, to the neck, was poor. So that's another reason for low scoring as well. We are watching now the pedestrian protection. Pedestrian protection in general of this vehicle was acceptable to reasonable. But the vehicle is offering some differences with the European version. The Brazilian and the European don't have the same pedestrian protection. We're watching now the ESC test. As you can see here, we have done ESC with a robot according to regulation, which was okay. And also we have done a moose test, as you can watch now on the screen. Moose test is only for information. We also found there's a difference between the pedestrian protection in the different versions. So the Brazilian vehicle doesn't have a certain part that the European does have in the front. So the frontal module is different. It might be leading probably to a different result, a lower result, lower score in some cases. In general, the car couldn't prove that it meets pedestrian protection regulation requirements and UN regulations. Because of that missing part in the pedestrian protection. Something else we found in this, the Renault Duster, was the leak in the fuel tank, or basically a crack in the fuel tank on the frontal crash test, and that was notified, so let's say informed to the manufacturer, and requested a fast action into a recall if it was necessary. There are many cars, we think that there are many cars being sold with that failure. The manufacturer took action to solve that. Last but not least, on the safety assist box, the vehicle only offered the standard ESC and seatbelt reminders, though those are the only things that could score. All the rest of the technologies like speed assistance was not there. And we think that this car, clearly comparing it to the European version, which is sold as Dacia, where the car has the side curtain airbags, the side head airbags and side body airbags and ESC standard and some other features that we don't have in Latin America. Latin America should have the same safety levels as the European one without having to pay more for that.